Hey there, hope you all are doing well, especially those of you who have just been through the Ice-mageddon snow event that we have just passed through. I hope that we are all returning to regular routines now and that will remain the same for a few weeks, so I won't be surprised if we have some more weather like what we've just gone through. So I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about what we did last week and what's coming up this week. So last week you all read Children of Invention Revisited. You read James Burke's Something for Nothing and the introduction, chapter 1 of Second Machine Age. These early weeks I've designed to kind of give us a snapshot of where we are, where we've been, and where we're standing right now as far as technology is speaking. So Winston's Children of Invention Revisited brought up the fact that it's our responsibility to think about what we want technology to do and what we want to avoid as we move forward. And Burke's article, Something for Nothing, shows us all of these different connections that and forces that drive scientific and technological discovery. And we see that science and technology are not created from linear processes. You know, a person sets out to create thing A and oftentimes ends up instead creating thing G or H that is then used in thing Y, right? So keep that in mind as we move through the course. We tend to have the attitude that whatever innovations we have were the best and the really only logical outcome, and that's not necessarily true. The technologies that we create and use happen as a result of a lot of decisions. And a lot of times when people are making these decisions, they don't realize that what they feel is a small decision is going to have a very large impact down the line. So this week, in week 2, I have included for you a few things. Of course, you've got your reading from Ruth Cowan, Industrial Society and Technological Systems, that shows how different technological systems have sort of become enmeshed together. And it considers some of the social structures that we have and how they're at once a result of technology and a driver of different technologies. Um, I also added a couple of things. I added um, a short video, Earth's history on a football field, to show you how long the Earth's history is, especially when you consider how short human history is. And then there's also a link called Putting Time in Perspective. When you click on that, you'll have to click on the picture that you'll see to enlarge it so that you can see it. It shows you essentially how short human recorded history is, and that's easy for us to lose sight of, that we're working with a lot of innovation in a very short amount of time. So your technology timeline assignment is available this week, and it asks you to essentially consider what you think are the biggest innovations. What are the 3 biggest innovations, and to make your case for that. I ask you to choose innovations of known origin, so don't go with wheel or fire. It needs to be something that you can trace the beginning of, even if that beginning is contested. You know, sometimes an invention is attributed to several people, or there is some disagreement about how or when or why something was created. So that's okay. But for each of the 3 inventions that you choose, please make sure that you discuss why they are so important. Did they change something about our society? Did they lead to big changes down the line or lead to some great invention or series of inventions that we use now? Another thing that I've included for this week is a link to a video called God and the Scientist, and it explores the force of religion on science as it grew from natural philosophy into the field that we know today. I ask you to watch the first 20 minutes of it. That's what we watch in my seated class. If you want to watch more, feel free. It gets a little more controversial after that. And I want you to watch this not in any way to be down on religion, but just to see how outside forces have shaped technological innovation, and to remember that it's very hard for people to be open-minded and accepting of new information in many cases. So that's really it. That's all I wanted to discuss with you this week. Please remember that your work is due by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday this week, January 25th. We'll adhere to that schedule for the remainder of the semester. So if you have questions, please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you all have a great and snow-free week.